WeAfric is on a mission to make real change by facilitating solutions for our everyday lives. We'll be joined by professionals and influential individuals to share with you their journey and recipe for success. We ask about their methods and experience. Is it their career, their education, or is it their background? This is our secret sauce to enlighten, uplift, and empower the community where we are all special. Welcome to WeAfric Talk, where our support is our actions. If they don't believe you, tell them to subscribe to this channel.
Appreciate your time, taking your time out of your busy schedule. For anyone who doesn't know Zaire, please, can you let us know who Zaire is, please?
Hello everyone, I'm Zaire The Professional Eater. I'm a food blogger from London and I love to share all my food adventures. Basically, I just love to eat good food and I like to make content with that and share it with the world. And that's why I call myself The Professional Eater, because eating is like a sport to me. So yeah, I'm Zaire The Professional Eater. You can check me out on Instagram and YouTube for more about The Professional Eater.
Excellent. Wow, thank you.
And I'm here on WeAfric. Happy to be here.
Excellent stuff. Thank you so much. So how long have you lived in the UK and how would you describe your life there?
My life in the UK, well, you know, this is all I know. I haven't had the pleasures of living abroad.
Okay.
Only just holiday. In terms of my upbringing, I've had a good upbringing. In terms of what my parents have exposed me to, you know, I've done a lot of traveling with them. I think only when I got older and I look back and I think about my secondary school experience, I'd say it's when I realised there was a bit of negatives growing up, just in terms of the kind of school that I went to, and in terms of being a young black girl going to a school that was like predominantly white kids.
Okay.
That's the only negativity I can really say in terms of my living in the UK, the education system, but you know, the things that you get taught, and then when you look back and you get older and think, oh my gosh, like why was they teaching us this? It's not even true.
Is that history based or is it culture based? What was it that they were teaching you, if I can ask?
The history that they taught us, I think, I say a lot of the history that we got taught was very useless for you when you're an adult. You know, you always get taught about the negative stuff about black people. You never get taught the positive black history. The school that I went to, like, a lot of the kids, they would make comments about being African or being or you're ugly black girl. And back then, like when people make those comments, you never really thought about it as racism. It was like kind of something that you just that you put up with, or then you just give it back. No, I wouldn't be racist back, but I'm just saying that you just cuss them back.
Okay.
I had loads of friends. It's just that now when you get older and you look back and you realise like how you were in terms of your confidence as a black person or your confidence as an African. Like I wish I was more proud of where you came from and you know, shouted it out more. But I guess back then it's just you get influenced by your surroundings and what people say. Was there
a lot of other students like you in the school or in your class?
You know, when I first started, there wasn't a lot of black people in my year. It's only towards the end of the school when I say my school got a lot more other race groups towards the end. Like I would say there was in my tutor it started off as three black people, me, another guy. Well, actually, no, me. Actually, no, there was 2 black people and like 3 mixed race people in my tutor. So there wasn't a lot when I first started secondary school.
Was that in the whole school?
No, in that school there were black people, but there wasn't a lot when I first started the secondary school. Then towards the end, it started to get a bit more multicultural. And I made a joke to my dad when I was like, this was like a few months ago. I said, "Oh, Dad, why don't you send me to a Pan-African school?" Because there wasn't no Pan-African schools back then.
Okay.
But yeah, I had fun. In terms of my schooling, I had fun. And when I went to college as well, it was more, there was loads of black people in my college. It was more diverse. I think when you left secondary school, you went into college. I think that is when you're more like confident in like who you are and your background, you know, because there was more people like me. Like it wasn't like, of course there was a mixture of races in my college, but there was more black people in my college than versus my secondary school.
Okay. No, that I could totally understand that. But do you think that maybe having talks or discussions about these kind of things when you're younger would have helped? Do you think this would have made a difference?
Yeah. And you know what? In my secondary school, there was a time where they were doing these classes for just the black kids only. But back then, like you didn't appreciate it as much as I would now. As I think about it, oh my gosh, like we had a whole separate session like once a week, and that got cut off after a while because people weren't behaving. But yes, like if we had more of that in school, that would have. And even in like youth clubs, they don't really talk about these issues or just encouraging us to be a certain way amongst our own people. Yeah. Like the youth clubs were there, but they don't really have those sort of conversations.
Yeah, this is the one thing I found, especially when you mentioned about the youth clubs. Yeah, you would go there, but they were not really addressing the real topics that we should really be talking about. Who are you? You know, what's your background? What's your culture? What you should be proud of? What are your values? They never really discussed it. I attended a couple of youth clubs as I was growing up in secondary school as well. And this is the problem that I used to find. I suppose now we can address these things. You know, it's so easy now with technology, the way things are going, that information is readily available.
Yeah. So, but I gotta say that my dad, he would always give us reminders. Remember, you're a proud African. Like, remember who you are. Like, he would always say that to us. But it's different in terms of like the people you hang around in school. It's okay, it was dad saying it, but you get influenced by the people who's around you as well, like outside of your home. Yeah. So, yeah, I just had to add that in there. Big up, Dad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's always good to hear like your real life experiences. This is what it's all about. It's about discussing these real life experiences and the issues that we went through, so other people can understand. And if they go into schools now, or if they have kids, or if they have family members, they can give them the right information, you know, that they can express themselves freely without having to feel as if you cannot be vocal about how you think or what you think about. Obviously, as long as you don't harm anyone, that's the most important thing. But just get your message out there and make sure people understand who you are. You know, your identity. That's very, very important.
Yeah, like I was never ashamed or anything. Like I was never ashamed. Yeah. But you know, people would always make, because I'm half Jamaican, half Nigerian. But in school, people would always make fun of African countries or African people. To the younger generation, it might be different now, but to the younger generation, they just need more people to remember, be proud, you know, just refresh their memory of like facts of things that will make you feel proud about where you come from. So when someone comes out with a funny line, they're like, well, excuse me, your people actually. Yeah. but yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's good. So you said you're half Jamaican and half Nigerian. How is that? Yeah. Do you draw to one culture more than the other, or do you just find that you're kind of in the middle trying to understand both?
I'll definitely say that growing up, I had the Jamaican culture had a bigger influence on my life, but maybe that's because my mum, she's the Jamaican one. So, and I had a lot of Jamaican family around. I was close to my dad's side of the family, but they were all born over here, and they never spoke the language to me. Okay. And I grew up on a lot of Jamaican food. So I would say I'm definitely trying to learn more about my Nigerian culture. Okay. I wouldn't say like I lean more to any other side. I would just say that's just the way how life was. But I was around a lot more Jamaican culture. Yeah. I had a lot more family from Jamaica who were born in Jamaica, you know, had an accent, whereas my Nigerian family, no one had the accent, apart from my grandma, of course, and my aunties and uncles never spoke to me in the language, so it was all like Black British. Okay. Do you know a couple of words that you can have a small conversation, or not so much? Not really. I just know. Actually, I don't. No, grandma, this word we used to say like mama me, like my mum. I think that's what it means.
Okay.
Do you know that?
No,
Or like, get off it.
I'm from Uganda, so it's a bit. Yeah, I'm going to go by your facts here. I believe.
I know, and it's quite shameful now that I'm older. And people ask me if I've been to Nigeria. I haven't been to Nigeria. Can you speak the language? I can't speak the language. Like you just feel really awful. Like, oh gosh, I'm 28 now. I need to learn the language or get to Nigeria. But yeah, I do plan on going there soon anyway.
Oh, excellent.
This whole lockdown thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to be interviewing this. So being a professional eater, Zaire, can you just tell us a little bit, how do you pick where to go, what food to try? How does it all work?
It all works, but where that my instincts, or what do I see, or what do I get influenced by? I would definitely say I'm not a typical foodie, in the sense, meaning I don't go to a lot of these typical spots that a lot of the foodies go to. I'm more like going to the market. I like finding like independent businesses, like small. I've noticed, I don't know why my journey's like this, but what I've noticed, I go to eat at a lot of these small businesses that are, great food. Not so much like fine dining or anything like that, even though I have been to some fine dining spots.
Okay.
But I like going to eat at the places where you can meet the owner and you can build like relationships with the people. Whereas like some of these other restaurants where it's more bigger scale, you don't really get the vibe of the people that much.
It's more authentic, the places you go, because it's more real. The other places are real, but it's just a case of, as you said, when it's a smaller scale, you can appreciate more what goes into it and how to operate, and knowing that some of the products might be sourced from the local farms, and it's much more easy, and also they're not really getting that kind of exposure which you will be giving to them. So it's quite nice.
I'm not trying to box myself and say that's all I do. Like I do eat at normal restaurants as well, like bigger establishments. The way how it works in terms of where I eat is by the area that I live in, or through friends' recommendations, or if I see something on Instagram. I wouldn't say like I follow the trends as such. It's just more like instinct and surroundings, how my food journeys have happened.
Oh, excellent. What happens when you travel? Do you still do the same thing? For example, if you go on a holiday, do you still kind of get drawn to the little independent shops, or? Yeah,
I'm just like go with the flow, ask the people what they recommend. Or do you know what? I recently went to Italy, and I went by myself, and some of the people that was on this holiday I ended up going around with, they would check all the restaurants via like TripAdvisor. Yeah. In the area, and that's not like I use TripAdvisor, but the way how they was using it on this holiday was like excessive, and it was a new experience for me. Yeah. As in terms of like they were so well organized. Okay, right, we've got to check all this by TripAdvisor, and then it was it was interesting. Rather than they didn't really ask people for recommendations, they would just bring up the area. Like, okay, what's TripAdvisor saying? Whereas I would have spoke to the people and say, okay, what do you recommend I go eat? I was mainly eating on an organic farm. Okay. So the place that I booked was like a wellness break, and a lot of their stuff that they use in the meals is what they grow on their farm. Okay. So I was eating some really, really good food there. I was having organic breakfast, lunch, and dinner majority of the time. Oh, excellent. So that was nice. So picking fruits throughout the day and just going into the garden, snacking on figs. Oh, that's the sort of experiences I like. I say as I've gotten older as well, I'm more in tune with like nature. Like I love being in like nature surroundings. So that was great. Like you can just walk 2 minutes, go and get my fig.
It sounds like heaven for you.
It was nice. It was a nice feeling.
What are some of the challenges you've faced growing up here?
One of the things that I think back to now is when I was applying for jobs. Sometimes I didn't get like a lot of interviews or callbacks, and now I'm thinking maybe it was because I always used to use my real name. And I know it's a thing where people with African names, they won't write their African name on their CV. And I started to think, maybe I shouldn't have wrote that. I should have wrote a different name on there and test it out to see if I would have got more callbacks. That's something that I've been thinking of, that I thought about in my brain, but I always wrote Zaire and everything. A challenge was knowing what I wanted to do when I went to after uni. That's a challenge I had to deal with.
Okay.
Gosh. Picking my uni course as well, and I picked a course that was quite broad, and I didn't know. I had also getting work experience without having any work experience. That was another challenge.
Okay.
During uni, like they say, I'll get experience, but getting that first experience was hard.
But do you think that's the case of that you didn't have anyone to kind of give you the information needed to know which direction to take?
I don't know who to blame for that one, but because maybe I could say maybe it was me, like I didn't ask enough, or because they did help you in uni and give you directions of where to look. Another regret of mine was definitely having a retail job in uni. Like, I wish I never did that, and I wish I focused mainly on just getting the experience. So any kids out there going to uni, don't work in retail, okay? Never work in retail ever. Don't give them any of your time. Go and get work experience. I can understand if you need a job, but don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Don't go and get a part-time job in retail. Don't do it.
Yeah, but I think, as you said, it depends on your circumstances. I think if you can,
it's true.
If you can afford not to work and get proper experience, 100%. I agree. Yeah. Some people's situation is different,
And now as well, you can, if these people want you to work for free, you can say to them, okay, well, make sure they give you like travel and lunch. Make sure you ask for that stuff, because they might not mention it. If you ask, you'll get it.
Yeah. What kind of support would you have liked to have had as you're growing up?
More support about real life issues, like being in terms of adulting, just learning about credit, just small things that are more useful to life. Yeah. That's the kind of support that we need. Just real life stuff, or like even to get a mortgage, or how that works, or how to start a business. Okay. I feel like in school it's very like go to get education, go get a job. More support to getting you ready for the real life. Okay. Savings accounts, learning about ISAs. Also, it's down to the parents as well, because some people may have known about this stuff with their parents.
Yeah.
But they just need to like have a life skill curriculum.
Yeah, as you said, the parents do play a major role in doing this. And then obviously if you have another support system around you from people like you, I do understand where you're coming from. How much does your culture have to do with what type of person you are?
I'd say a lot, I guess. I think that's something you can't shy away from. Down to the food that I like, the music I listen to, the morals, how I live my life morally. Okay. When people find out that I'm half Jamaican, half Nigerian, they're like, oh, yeah, you're definitely more Jamaican. Don't make that comment.
Okay.
Whatever they mean by that, I'm just like, whatever, okay.
What 3 things have you learned since living in London that you can recommend to someone to be aware of?
There's actually a lot of opportunity in London. There is, I do have to say. There's so many things you can do. There's so many, like, if you're between a certain age group, there's loads of like schemes going on. You just got to go out and search for them. Like they actually use a lot from teens up to early 20s that people need to really be aware of. London isn't for the faint-hearted. The house prices are ridiculous, so you need to get your money up. To be honest, I'm more feeling like I need to experience living abroad, because in London there's just so much restrictions and so much things you've got to pay for, down to like parking, taxes, fees for this, fees for that. Even again, like house prices, renting, everything is just expensive, and like what you get for your money versus what you can get somewhere else in warm weather. One thing about London is that we definitely have good food options. Okay. In terms of like, if you want to try food from different countries, London has it. Just the schooling system. That's what I think some of you will be better off homeschooling your kids, to be honest. if you can do it, homeschool them. Especially if...
What advice would you give to anyone thinking of moving from their country of origin or Africa or anywhere else and thinking of coming to the diaspora or London as you are here? What advice would you give them to before they come?
I would say, don't have any fears about being unsafe. Like they might say, I know there might be statistics about crime, whatever, but I'd say generally London is a safe place. I'd say go and live in an area, you're surrounded by your people basically, that will help your living experience a lot, even down to the shops available to you, because for me, for example, I can't walk to the shop to go and buy plantain. I've got to go and get in the car if I want to go buy plantain. I could walk, but it's about a 35-minute walk.
Okay.
None of my corner shops are sell plantain. So yeah, think about what shops are available close to you and the people that live around you. That will impact your living hugely. I would say times are changing now as well, so there's a lot of flexibility amongst workplaces. So I'd say when you're looking for a job, a question that you should ask is, am I able to work from home a few days? Because there's a lot more flexibility. And I'd say try to avoid a job where you have to commute 5 days a week, every day, because getting on that tube, live somewhere where you've got a nice market that's down the road from you, because the London markets are quite good. There's a few places that have got some good markets. You don't have to go to central London. And I think more now for me, it's more about the time I have outside of work, but and my surroundings. Look for these groups or organisations that will help you to meet other people in your area. So, like for example, there's an app called what's that app called? Neighbourhood app.
Okay.
If you're coming here, download that app, and you can see what's going on within your area. I think that's a good tip, because you see a lot of things on there on that app. Have you got that app?
I've downloaded. I haven't registered yet. I know which app you're talking about. Yes, it basically tells you exactly what's happening within your
and you can see,
which is pretty good.
And London is very fast paced. Everyone's busy. Everyone's in a rush.
Yeah.
So you've got to mentally prepare yourself for that. But if you're coming here for work, you need to factor in the commute and the travel costs, because the travel costs in London are very expensive. Very, very expensive. So try to live close to somewhere where maybe there's like a tube or a rail station. Yeah, so guys, you need to be open-minded about the cultures that you're going to meet. You need to be ready to make friends with different cultures and embrace other people's cultures. Make friends with these people, because they're going to tell you about certain things that you will never know about. When you come here, you're going to have to start, everything is like apps or contact lists or go online and register here. So you need to get a bit more savvy with the technical side of life if you're not.
Yeah.
Because we're very moving towards that. Yeah. I think I've given some helpful tips there.
Yeah, I think those are more than enough. If the people don't survive on these tactics, I'm going to send them to Zaire's house. Thanks, Zaire, for those amazing tips. Now, being with the professional eater, do you do things such as food tours? How do you organize the whole kind of events that you carry out? Can you explain to us or the audience?
So I have recently launched a new business called The Professional Eater Food Tours, where I take people around to places that I recommend for them to eat. So I have like a menu, and we go around to different spots to get different things. So like sugarcane juice, we have a lemon chicken, we have vegan options, pineapple fries. I bet you guys have never had pineapple fries before. Well, if you come on my tour, you can try that. So that's been going well. Sometimes people call me to come and review their restaurant, and then I have to make content for them, and they pay for that service. It's like marketing, or I try their food, and then some of it is just my own adventures and interests that I want to capture and create. Okay. So it's pretty fun.
So how often do you do these tours?
Weekly. I've been doing them weekly.
Okay.
I've been doing it for about 4 weeks now, and yeah, it's been going well.
So it's quite new then, quite new.
Yeah, it's quite new.
Okay. And how do people get in touch with you, signing up for the food tours?
Well, if you follow my Instagram, all the information is on there. You can contact me on there by email, by direct message. But everything is on my Instagram, Zaire_Zaire. Or if you search Professional Eater, you will find me. I'm also going to be launching a burger brunch as well, so stay tuned for that.
Okay.
So I've recently created an amazing burger. It's really lovely, so I'm going to turn it into a burger brunch. So yeah, stay tuned.
Okay. What we'll do, we'll leave all your links below in the comments so everyone can basically get in touch with you. Make sure they can support you and try out this amazing burger. I'm definitely going to come and try one of these incredible burgers, because I've seen you post some of them on Instagram, and it does look really, really nice.
You got to come.
Yes, no, I will definitely. And do you generally, the tours, are they generally kind of central London based, or is it which part are they?
Not in central London, all in South London.
Okay.
But I'll be expanding my routes, but so far we've been focusing on Southwest London.
Now I'm looking forward to my first tasty burger.
It will be lovely.
I was going to say thanks, Zaire, for taking your time out today. So we generally give our guests a 2-minute window for you to give advice, tell them where to find you, and anything else that you think is on your mind that you want to share with our audience. So the floor is yours.
The first thing I want to touch on is, one thing about living over here is if you have a hobby or interest, you'll definitely find a group of people that are running like a club to do it, or there's a community. There's a community for every hobby over here that you will find it. In terms of our education system, we have a lot of resources available to us. So I would say make the most of it while it's free and available when you're coming over here. Even if you're coming over as an adult and of a certain age, you'll be fine in terms of if we're trying to broaden your horizon and get more opportunity and experience in whatever field you want to do. When they say your world is your oyster, there's a lot of opportunity that you can create over here and then bring it back to your home country. Yeah, back onto me, Zaire The Professional Eater. I know some of you were thinking that I'm a competitive eater. No, that's not what it means. I'm just a passionate foodie. Eating's like a sport for me. So that's why I call my title Professional Eater. But yeah, if you want to know of some great places to eat, I'm in London, and of course outside of London as well. Actually, check my Instagram page out. If you just want a bit of carefree entertainment to brighten up your day, you can also get that on my page as well. I will definitely make you smile with my randomness. I think that is all from me, guys. So just check me out on Instagram and YouTube. I've got one more thing I want to say. I'm trying to improve my cooking skills and I want to learn more dishes. So if you're a chef and you want to come and teach me some skills and you want me to come and try some of your traditional dishes, shout me. I'll be there. Or let's cook and make some amazing content and cooking.
Oh, excellent. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of offers there.
Can I say one more thing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's my last thing I'm going to say is that I have plans of where I want to go live and spend some time in Ghana. So if anyone's got any tips for me about me moving to Ghana and living there, let me know as well. That's something else that I'm thinking about doing, spending some time in Ghana.
Why not Nigeria?
I will go there as well while I'm in Ghana and visit. But Ghana is just calling me right now. I thought there's a lot of positive things happening out there, and I just want to experience it. And I think because I have some friends who are over there, and then I see what they post on social media, and I'm getting excited. But I need to go on holiday there first. And I have got family in Nigeria, but I'm not close to them.
Okay.
But of course, it's 1 hour away, so I'll definitely be going to visit there.
Oh, I think it's a great thing.
My ending would be as well, before we go, be you, be proud of where you come from, and make sure you let everyone know where you come from and don't shy away your culture. Be vibrant and be you. Thank you, WeAfric, for having me. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you guys very soon.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much.
WeAfric. I am because we are.
Thank you for watching the latest episode of WeAfric Talk. We hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as we did. Be part of the WeAfric family, subscribe and share. And remember, we're here to shake things up, reverse the flow, and be great. I am because we are.